Spreading out.
Oops.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
First thing they hear is David spreading out.
Oh, wow. Spread Eagle David.
In the sense that he wanted to show off his cool shirt. So he was
Why?
getting wide.
Very cool shirt. It's amazing.
Hey, look.
Hey, this is the Tuesday show. Do your thing.
Say Jam.
Tasty Steve.
Jchensor, or James Chen. How's everybody going? Look, I've got my... Look, David has a waifu on his shirt. I've got the waifu on mine, too,
Yeah.
okay?
Right.
I've got the awesome...
I just have a cool.
And I've got corporate branding.
I just have a cool.
Look at me go.
See, I have...
My homie made this shirt. I got to rock it for the home. I love this shirt though. I saw
What
it when
does it say?
The writing is tough
Just
to read.
because I'm magic doesn't mean I'm not real.
Just saying.
Whoa.
I like the point. I
Just
get it.
saying.
I
Look,
get it.
so-
You get it?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
But see, look, I've got... This is such a nice cami shirt,
That's
though.
my David.
This is a nice...
That's just
Shout-outs-
David.
Shout outs to 86. I've got to give them credit.
Yeah,
'cause
86
they
is
made
sick.
this awesome shirt here, so my cami shirt. So, but yeah, check out David. Like, look at our screen here. Look at our screen here.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
kid
The
needs
topics are
appreciation.
on the
You gotta-
top. We're a wider
Dang.
view. I have everything
Dang.
down there, and the snake crawls out of our Patreon.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, look, it just did it right as you said
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
the
That was
snake
perfect
crawls
timing.
out of our Patreon. So to draw the attention to the fact that we have a Patreon,
You have done good work, man.
I have to do the finger guns. Dude.
So, what
my
are we going to
favorite.
talk about today? Of course, we're going to talk about new characters.
Ooh, he's got to
We're going
relearn.
to talk about KOF 14. We're going to talk about commentary. I can't get that far, but it's going to be news, and then we're going to talk about a very unfortunate situation.
With
I guess-
Nohoho, yeah.
Yeah,
but
Nohoho, longtime ST contributor.
I
etc.
even have the logo here. See that, like, it blocks my head. If
Oh, that's actually pretty sick.
Wow, that's great, man.
And you got like the whole cutout transparent green screen thing on. So you all right, cool
Looking
guy,
good, man.
cool guy, all right.
I've got all this going here.
There's a lot going on. This is a lot to take in.
Anyway, I just want to thank Coinbox Tees for the T-shirt. That's all.
Hey,
You should stand up so they can see what it
I mean,
says.
it's the whole thing. Like,
That's actually.
They can't
pretty
read the
sick.
what
text.
does it say?
probably.
Ice cream shop,
What?
Maze ice cream shop.
I don't even know what it says.
You don't even.
You,
Are you
you don't even
serious?
care, huh?
This
It
is the
says
important
it
part
says
right here.
Maze
See?
Ice Cream Shop. That's what
Mine
it says.
says Delta Red. I know that. All right?
That's
It's got
actually
the
pretty
Delta
sick.
Road logo. It's like a classy cami shirt. Sorry, I'm like totally trying to like. Yeah, sorry.
Anyway.
The Maze shirt is awesome.
Thanks.
And
Maze
Steve's
shirt.
got his phone on, and
I
That's
don't know
just a
what you're talking
fantastic start. All right, let's get to the topics.
This
Okay.
is the way Ultra Chin starts all the time. So, and it's also getting really warm in here.
That is pretty much Ultra 10 as well.
Yes.
First
So
topic.
there are new characters, are there? What's going on, folks?
Lots of new characters that just came out. So recently, Juri just came out. Literally just came out like now.
a few
right?
hours ago.
A few, yeah.
And then, but before that was
Dizzy
on Guilty Gear, as well as
Bad
Eyedol is on Killer Instinct.
Yeah, Idol's out for KI.
Also, they just announced 2 new characters for Injustice 2, Wonder Woman, and Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
That's right. And I saw the greatest meme pic, which was they showed a picture of Sonya from MK9 and Wonder Woman from Injustice 2, and they're like, look at the advancement in face graphics.
Dude, her face is terrifying.
Yeah. It's
Like,
Oh, I saw, because it's some weird photograph, right? Like, I don't know what the system is, but
yeah.
hopefully it's something still to be working on.
So-
'cause it's pretty gnarly looking.
Yeah, like there's a picture of like early MKX characters, and then and you can see there's improvement,
Yeah.
but man, they're still ugly. It's pretty
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
no good.
Yeah.
It's rough times over there. I don't know what's going on with
Well,
everybody's
okay,
face.
so I guess we're talking about Injustice, NRS, and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Oh, it's kind of like a symbiote thing that attached itself to him, and now it's like permanently fused with him. But it's basically like alien tech, so he can like change his hands and he can fly and it's all kind of stuff. The thing is, it's kind of symbiotic, so it has a mind of its own too. So if he gets like upset or he feels like he's in danger, like it'll like get stronger, but like no, you can't hurt him or anything.
Okay.
But gameplay wise, the stuff he was doing looked like Devora limbs.
Yeah.
With the
Right.
like
Right.
overheads and like all the moves and stuff.
For
yeah.
sure.
The moveset looked very much like the arms come out.
Right.
And like
Right.
that's the plan.
And it's a cool character. I mean, really not my cup of tea, but yeah, he's cool.
Okay.
I mean, Well, you know all about.
He was really
Wonder Woman.
requested.
Yeah, Wonder Woman I know.
Yeah, he was.
Was
he
he
was,
really?
he was super heavily requested. Like they did like a poll when Injustice 1 was out about characters to be in the game.
Yeah.
And he was like one of the
Is he
most
just like
popular.
a really? I've never heard
character.
of him before.
Me neither,
this,
to be
Yeah.
honest.
I
But,
think
I
he's
mean,
cool, but
He's cool. Like
To be fair, I am not a
DC fan.
DC person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm like, there's certain, like I know about DC, but only the characters I care enough to know about.
Yeah.
Like some I don't like them enough, but then I want to know about them because I can't say I don't like them and don't know about them.
Okay.
But yeah, but Blue Beetle is pretty cool.
I don't think any of us love him.
Yeah,
We all
that's
have
why I
different-
said
Different DC characters that we like.
that's the thing, man. That's why Injustice is like it's teetering for me because I don't have any character so far that's in that game that I want to play.
What's the character who you would want to play?
So okay, here we go.
Oh, I
So
opened
Oh
a can of
boy.
worms.
Okay. Okay.
So-
Okay.
He has
okay.
bad taste. There we
Lobo, you have that. Anyways, Lobo.
Lobo was in the first one.
He was in the first one, but they have a new design for Lobo.
go. Yeah, the new 52 Lobo.
The
would
new
be cool.
52 Lobo would actually be pretty sick.
Okay.
So Lobo or Damian Wayne Robin. I really want Damian
He's
Wayne
the worst
Robin.
Robin.
I think it would be sick. Shut up. Anyways, then 3
He was in the last game.
Nightwing. That's all I
But
want.
Nightwing is already in the game.
He's
Well,
not in the
this is the
game.
last game.
He was in the last
No,
game.
he's in
And
the
not only
last
that,
game,
but
right,
he
yeah,
had a
yeah,
Damien outfit.
Yeah, that was cool. But that wasn't Damian Wayne. I don't
It
do
was
this
Damian
palette
Wayne.
swap crap. I don't like
He had
this.
different vocal lines and sound
Nah, man.
effects.
I
and-
know. I want
Alright.
new moves. I want the whole 9. Don't try to skip out on me, NRS.
Character stuff.
I'm not a regular guy. Don't you try that crap on me.
Are you just so jaded from the Nightwing experience?
He
You
is.
just-
He's still a little.
If
He's
he's
still a
in
little
this
tight
game-
in the sphincter. That's
I
all.
think so.
If
yeah.
he's in this game and he sucks, I'm not playing him again.
Yes, you are. You're gonna play him.
God, he's a sack of shit character.
He's gonna play him. He
He's just the
can't
worst.
stop himself.
Especially Damian Wayne. Oh, that outfit was just, here comes the hot sauce. That's a vocal line that he says.
Really?
That's
yeah, have you never
horrible.
heard that?
No, I never heard anything in Injustice. I don't know
Yeah,
any
the-
music or audio tracks at all.
He yells
The
that.
thing- you know
That's
why
like
he
one of
says
his
Yeah, I
that,
know.
lines.
You can't hear anything in
You
that
know
thing.
why
I
he says
literally
that
don't
though,
know
right?
anything.
Because he was raised not like with regular society. He was raised by like ninjas. So when he was brought to regular
Ninjas
society,
love hot sauce.
he had to take. He tried to adjust his grammar to fit in because he's like a kid. Stop! I know you're fighting back laughter right now.
Are you making this up? or
I'm
is
not
this real?
making it up because Damian Wayne was
It's the
raised.
worst.
You know what? Damian Wayne was raised by his mother, Talia Ghul, who kept him away from Batman.
Ah.
He didn't know that he had a son for the longest time. So once he finally got access to him, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna raise him. I'll take him under my wing." He became the new Robin, and he basically had to adjust to modern, not ninja.
So he's like picking up phrases that he thinks are cool, but they're stupid.
Yeah.
Here comes the hot sauce.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
I thought you would appreciate
No,
that, Dave.
I do. Yeah. All right.
Anyways. But yeah. I
And
thought-
then Wonder Woman's in there.
Wonder
It's not
Woman's in there with
surprising.
her mugly face.
Yeah,
Jesus
she is-
Christ, she is fugly, dude.
yeah, she's that nasty looking, and they
Yeah,
show off some Wonder Woman stuff, and she looks different. So
You guys
like
are
you
all
know,
talking
yeah.
about this. I'm just.
Yeah, you're working, it's
I'm
fine.
fiddling with this.
That's
thing.
all right.
Anyway, you know the other characters they've showed off so far have a lot of the same strings and
Yeah.
special moves, but Wonder Woman, from what they showed in the trailer, was very different.
Yeah.
Besides the sword stance stuff that she had like I saw back 1-1 or whatever. She had like the same strings as sword, which is interesting. But a lot of her lasso moves look different so far. So I don't know if it's just they didn't show off the familiar strings or if she's actually a different character. But all the returning characters so far have been so similar.
Very similar. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if they change up any of them and if Wonder Woman's the start of like returning characters that are different.
I certainly hope that they have some differences. Like I in other series, like they're similar. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Gear to Gear, right? Street Fighter, Tekken, Tekken. Like they're similar, but like you get different takes on like what's safe or
Right,
unsafe,
right.
what startups are, like what their use is.
Different
stuff like
special
that.
moves.
Well, NRS
Yeah.
has been really good for like that's one thing that NRS does that almost no other company does is like they bring characters back and they still have like brand new things that they haven't
Yeah.
had before. And even if they do, they change some of the old stuff. I mean, like look at Sub-Zero, look at
Yeah, they're
Scorpion,
always
look at all these other
Throw the
characters.
clone.
Yeah,
Whoever came up with that was really smart.
Which one?
Throwing the ice clone.
Oh yeah.
that was godlike.
That was a sick
that
idea.
is like that's something that you would actually think about doing. Like, oh, I got this ice clone and it's just there. But
I mean,
how about
honestly,
I chuck it? You know?
honestly, maybe they're just doing similar to kind of what Street Fighter V did, right? I mean, what did they reveal? Like Ryu, Chun-Li, Cammy. It was like, hey, look, they look exactly the same. And then all of a sudden, like they went to Dhalsim and
Well,
Dhalsim.
all
those characters are pretty different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you recall when Ryu was first shown, a lot of his normals were like, and they still are different enough that
Yeah,
like,
I
we were
guess
like,
that's
oh, interesting. Like, well, that's how this button looks now. It hasn't looked like that in a long time, or since Third Strike, or ever. So
That's true. Let me take this water bottle down. I just realized.
anyway, so that's Injustice. I talked briefly with some people who played the game at his most recent shindig, or saw it, I guess, at San Diego Comic-Con.
Comic-Con, yeah.
I didn't get a chance to go down there, but yeah, I heard that a couple things about it. One, that, yeah, things are very similar,
Yep.
right, in general. And then I asked whether there's proximity guarding, and there's not.
Oh,
There was
nice.
not in the last one.
And
either,
Injustice, yeah.
Right.
Because MK has a block button.
Right. Yeah.
So
they
that's
haven't
like,
coded it in,
yeah.
which made for some real stupid stuff, but also some nice stuff, so whatever.
Yeah, I like the change up in all honesty. I like having to actually learn a new system rather than being like, oh, okay, I can just do this. Like, I like being able to have to.
Yeah, the problems with like no proximity guard is like moves that would like cross up if you held back,
Oh,
but then if you
I
hold
see.
forward, it hits in the
Oh,
front.
okay,
So like
okay,
stuff
okay.
that's like you can't block
Right,
it
right, okay.
reasonably.
Like glass frame blockables.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
of
They-
proximity guard.
That
rubbing
reminds
there.
me of what X-Men versus Street Fighter or Marvel 2 with Sabretooth. He had like the mash move, but since proximity guard, like if you came out doing the move, you can only get like this close to him because the move would make you auto guard. It was really weird. It's like
Yeah.
throwback.
There was like stuff like Martian Manhunter did, jump 3 overhead
Mm-hmm.
teleport, and it hit cross up on Superman and any character that was floating. Every other character didn't do
Yeah,
that.
some real weird stuff for
Yeah,
sure. But
it's like
anyway,
no one knows why that happens.
Idol.
that?
What is your impressions of?
Oh, Eyedol. I think
Killer Instinct
you
Eyedol.
got to play him too, right?
I've been playing him.
Yeah. So jump heavy punch is the character.
So, okay, so-
let's
the
talk
most
about his
important thing-
mechanic.
Yeah,
Let's talk
let's,
about his mechanic because I know, like, at first it sounded really silly, and I know you were coming around on it a little bit.
Steve, when you were telling me what the mechanics were
Yeah.
last show, I could barely hide my disdain.
Yeah, and it was pretty bad.
It was tough.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
excited. I think it's cool.
But I tried it out,
Yeah.
and so the mechanic, the gimmick is that he's a stance character, but
Yes.
you can't force yourself to be in one of those two stances. There's a zoner and there's a rushdown, and it's random.
It's very Zappa-like, right?
I
yeah.
mean, sort of, but like after a special move, there's a chance.
Yeah, it's like so-
He has a back fierce mechanic to
okay,
like force
okay.
it, but it's
Dude.
after 4 you get to force it, and it could be the first one, could be the fourth one. After an ender, like there are different situations
Right.
where you'll go into this other stance, but at the same time you can kind of game the mechanic a little bit. Like if you use a couple of back fierces and like, or just maybe like a dragon punch if you're in the rushdown body. If you use a couple, like it's pretty likely that you're gonna turn pretty soon. So like you use your back fierce to force yourself to change in that situation, and then so like you can game it a little bit.
He doesn't really change that much.
no, really?
It's not as often as you would think.
Okay.
Like,
So,
it's
like-
not like he changes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
It's
It's
not
like
super often.
And,
It's
and,
like-
like, is there a obvious visual cue which one you?
Oh,
are?
yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
super
totally.
obvious.
Totally.
It's like the head hit, right?
No.
Yeah, so it's that, but it's also like
He has
his
a different
stance,
club.
The club is held differently, and it's a
Yeah.
different color. It's like
It's
But I
very
mean-
obvious the way he moves, just so you can see it.
So
really
like
easily.
after an ender, you'll know like right away as
Oh,
soon
like-
as you
like
start
if-
moving, right?
If he stance switches, there's an animation that
Yeah.
zooms into the character and he like roars and then
it's
he
like an
switches.
instinct animation, like
interesting.
it zooms in and it's like.
okay.
I'm like
So
really
it's super
interested
obvious,
in this
super
character.
obvious.
Okay.
But the character is like like he mentioned, there's a rushdown stance which has really fast walk speed,
Uh-huh.
really good normals.
Oh man, this character sounds dope.
He has a
He has
run.
he has a run. He has a command throw, which you can leap forward and do, or do it standing.
Yo, if you do
His-
command throw, it puts you right back into your own max range command throw range, even
Well,
mid
this
screen.
sounds like a Ferritor
Yeah,
in
but
the
mid-screen.
on corner, right? Yeah. Okay.
The command throw though, it doesn't do any damage, and it just gives him it powers up his mage stance.
Okay.
So like when you're in mage, you can double tap your special moves and you get like an enhanced version of it, and it spends charges that you build by getting command throw in warrior. So it's not like he's a grappler where like he SPDs you and you're like, man, I lost so much health.
Right.
It's like it doesn't really lead to like
Okay, okay,
it
that's
leaves
cool.
you standing reset.
and
your plus.
it builds up his other stance basically.
Yeah,
it builds up the other
so,
stance.
So the thing
interesting.
about it right
Okay.
now,
and mage also has a mechanic to build up.
charges
Warriors.
for warrior, which
So
like
how
you-
many stances does he have?
So there are
two.
2 stances, and there are 2. Each stance has a way to build up the other stances, whatever the mechanic is called.
Yeah, it's control for mage and rage for warrior.
Yeah.
Does
so
one
you-
take away more damage or?
So the command grab one doesn't do damage, or it's like 5 damage, something negligible. And then if you're in mage, you have to hit with a teleport. and the teleport, like when it reappears, it kind of blows up a little bit. And
Yeah.
there's it hits.
It's pretty easy to combo into it.
Yeah, for sure.
So what they do is when you're in mage form, you double tap your special moves and you get like an enhanced version of it. So he has a thing where he calls meteor out, and if you double tap it when you do the meteor, a bunch of meteors fall instead of just one. And when you're in warrior, you can spend your charges to jump cancel or dash cancel normals or special moves. So you can do like low forward or something, and then run cancel it, and then do a throw or something. Like you can do mix-ups like that. But the character is like, he's interesting because he has obvious weaknesses in both stances. But like you'll do something up close in warrior where you're really strong, and then turn into the defensive zoning stance, and you're just like, I'm point blank now as my zoning stance, and like I have to get away.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I have to get away, and then now I'm like zoning, and then you turn into your warrior stance, and you're like, well, now I have to get in or I'm gonna get zoned. So you kind of switch back and forth.
I mean, look,
I think that's dope.
Killer
He's fun.
Instinct.
Look,
He's super fun.
The way that it's done is much better, less silly. Like it's more controllable than I expected.
So
it would be.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
the thing is,
hats
like,
off. Interesting.
Keats, I know when he designs characters is very, very design intentional. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to do stuff, and I like the idea because he wants to try to create this character that all of a sudden forces you to adapt. I've always kind of like been interested in a character like that. They've never really existed. You know, like kind of like do. Oh my God, now I need to do this. Do. Oh, whoa, what the heck? I need to do this. You know, so I think it's kind of a neat idea.
Even has like different combo mechanics or
Right.
different enders and stuff like that in the different stances. So like you'll do a juggle ender, and you'll be like with warrior, and you're like, all right, now I'm gonna juggle, and then you transform into mage, and you're like, in that split second, you're like, all right, now I have to do this juggle, but as the mage.
Right.
So like, what button do I hit to juggle as a mage instead of the warrior?
That sounds exactly
So
like
Zappa
That
was
is
like,
so
yeah,
fun.
no, Zappa.
That
was-
He's
sounds
super
yeah,
fun.
sick.
I think he's really good. I think he's like one of the strong characters.
Interesting.
He is really, really strong right now. I think.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. How good is
I think
he?
he's one of the. I think he's one of the best characters right now.
Right now?
I think
Okay.
he is absolutely one of the best characters, especially because Warrior to me is just ridiculous by itself. His jump fierce is like old Kung Jin jump in, or like you can't anti-air it really unless you have an uppercut and you're sitting there buffering. If you hit it earliest at your jump timing, you're plus. Still. So you just club people on the head and jump in, and it's a ground battle.
So right now, it's at a point right now where warrior stance is obviously better than.
I think mage is really good too, but I think warrior stance is the best. Yeah. But the thing about it is too is like, let's say you end a round and then you are in mage. During the downtime, you can punch yourself in the face and go back to warrior.
Oh God, that's so cool.
Without taking damage or anything, because normally the punch does damage. Also, if you're in mage, if you're in mage, you can do stuff like summon shadow meteors, which takes up the whole screen. It's like Aghanos's rockfall, and then just punch yourself until you change, and then run up and 50-50 them.
See, at first you had my curiosity.
Yeah, he's a good character.
Now you have my interest.
He's fun. Yeah, I think he's a good character.
It's just really interesting to have to like play around with the RNG. Like if you're zoning, right? He has a really good couple of projectiles for zoning, right? But should you use that? Because if you use that a few times, like you're gonna be warrior very soon.
Right.
So it's just you have to like make these decisions all the time.
I'll definitely spend it because
it's Zappa.
It's
so
definitely
much
just
Zappa.
That's
It's like half of Zappa, because Zappa obviously,
Zappa was all random. So
Right.
it was like legit, like you
except
don't,
for the timer thing, right?
except for the timer thing.
Right.
But if someone knows that you're looking at the timer, they'll legit be like, "I'm not gonna let you summon now.
Right.
I'm
They're just gonna wait for
They're just
you
gonna.
to-
They're either gonna wait for you or they're gonna go in.
it's all random on him too. You could do one special move and just turn back, and you'll be like, all right, well.
But I mean, like Zappa obviously had the building the orbs, the Rao,
Yeah,
and
like
all that
orbs
stuff like
and
that.
Rao
But
and, yeah.
I think that's good though. I don't think they should have gone that complicated for Eyedol. I
That's
think
true.
this sounds like a good balance.
I mean, he's
between
pretty
that,
complicated, I would say.
So. Right, but that's what I'm saying. If it was more
he
than
has
that,
like the biggest
if-
move list in the game.
Yeah.
God, I want to play this character. Like, I don't even want to play the character, but the mechanics of him switching back and forth, like, I'm really interested in that. Anyway.
It's cool, man. I really like the
Eyedol.
character so far. I'm surprised that I do, but I really do.
Jumping
Well,
fierce.
Speaking of Zappa, let's move over to her game here. Let's talk a little bit about
Dizzy.
Dizzy.
So, like, Dizzy is sick. They gave her, like...
Speaking of Zappa, let's move over to her game here. Let's talk a little bit about Dizzy.
So, like, Dizzy is sick. They gave her new moves, which they did with a lot of the returning characters. So it's like, even from, like, Guilty Gear, like, Action Core 2 Xrd, a lot of the characters got brand new moves. And Dizzy got new moves, too. She got, like, a flame pillar. She got, like, an air fire spike. The thing is about it, like, for the most part, she plays the exact same way. The thing is about it though, since Guilty Gear Xrd is a much more like transformable game. Like you're not restricted to do FRCs. Her having to be able to cancel almost anything means like everything is pressure. So it's like normally like old Guilty Gear Dizzy is like do knockdown. You have to do some crazy cancel to get the most damage and to get in. But now we're just like do knockdown, summon something, go
RC,
in.
yeah.
So it's like you knock down, you summon something, YRC, and that's when you get mobility because most of the time you're locked. So you knock the character down, and the thing is, she's one of the few characters that has a double air dash.
Right.
And she's a big body, so it's just like if she knocks you down, she goes, and like that's one.
Right.
But let's just say you hit a button and the fish is here, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna hit him, and she goes, and then beam back in. A full combo knockdown, and it's kind of like
the fish pressure looks really good.
The fish, which me and my friend called the eye, even though it's a mouth. So if it's a fish and it's a mouth, is that Jimmy Fish Mouth?
It's
Actually,
Jimmy's fish mouth.
It's Dizzy's fish mouth.
Dizzy's
Dizzy Fish Mouth.
Okay, all right,
Okay,
that makes
but
sense.
no, actually, what I think is really cool about Dizzy is that. So she's always had the angel and the devil concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
And before they never. In her moveset, they didn't play with it as well.
Yeah.
But now that they changed it so that some of them are ice and some of them are fire, it kind of builds
It
on
makes
that.
a lot more sense. Like the characters, it's like you get so much more from the character now because the game is so beautifully animated.
Sure.
So it looks so much sicker now.
She looks great.
And the funny thing, but I mean, it's interesting because when you called the Dizzy Fish Mouth before, like you'd always have to guess which one it is because they were all the same color. Now the ones that shoot the beams come out on fire, and the ones that bite come out in ice.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of giveaway
like
now.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of giveaway now, but she's really cool. Like the one thing I'm gonna say about Dizzy is that so Johnny and Jam and like Jacko, like the game is beautiful, right? Those three characters made the original cast look pedestrian almost, like the way that they animated those three characters. Dizzy almost kind of makes those three characters look pedestrian.
Dude.
Like Dizzy is so well animated, and like they have gotten so good at that whole let's do the anime thing with the squirrel running up.
And
like,
that's awesome.
Dude,
And then you have to remember,
so
like, so Guilty Gear, and I was one of those guys, right? Like, so like every time they added a character to Guilty Gear or any character in Guilty Gear history, they had these really intricate like animations. So like old Slayer, when he blocked, he was playing paper, rock, scissors the entire time.
Oh, really?
Like the whole time. That's what he did.
I didn't even know.
So he was legit doing like this the whole time while he was blocking.
I just thought he was just doing this.
Exactly. And like his old like
cool.
unblockable is like, you know how he's always smoking the pipe? He lights his hand on fire and then he hits you with it.
Oh shit.
It's so I'm one of those guys. Like I go in.
See, I see that with all the Vampire Savior stuff, but I never saw any of this with the Guilty Gear.
And like
cool.
so like the fact that like they have these characters back, like that's why another reason why I really like characters like Zappa. They're so well animated. It's ridiculous how good they are. And like you said, like the fact that Dizzy is back and she has like all these ridiculous like summoning stuff and the squirrel running up on her. Even her idol animation is like really crazy.
And her freaking insta kill animation is
awesome.
ridiculous.
That's
so
really
good.
That's cool.
It's so good. But I mean, and like you said, that all plays into character aesthetic. Like it's so pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, like that character plays. She plays how she played in the other games, but you're acclimating that to a new system. So you have to. You even if you played the old version of her, you actually have to put her into the system of the game. And I feel like that's the intrigue. Like that's what I. Really like about
that's
it.
the best
Yeah.
part. That's the best part.
So-
But let me ask you this question though. Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator is pretty balanced, right? Overall.
I mean, now since this patch, it's getting a lot better.
So where do you think Dizzy stands right now? Just middle, same,
Middle.
or we don't know yet.
I feel like she's. I mean, put it like this. You have to remember, and I was just having this discussion. Like when they bring old characters back into the new game, like I still have a handle on what that character can do.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm just like, oh, well, she can do this, but now I have to learn how to deal with the new moves.
Mm-hmm.
If you're new to Guilty Gear and Xrd is your first game, I'm telling you right now, like. it's basically, it's the equivalent of like a shimmy in Street Fighter. You have to say, when am I going to hit a button when this character is coming in? Is she going to cross me up? Is she going to empty jump low me? Like, that's what that character is. She scares you into hitting a button, you lose a lot of damage, and then you reset the situation. And then you're like, now what can she do? And then you're like, Fuzzy, do something now, you know?
The dizzy fish mouth used to drive me insane. Like, I mean, in the old games, I still, like, I told this to someone, they didn't believe me that this happened, but when she throws you, she wraps your head with the guitar string and, like, snaps it, right?
Yeah.
One time, my friend playing Dizzy called out Dizzy Fishmouth, dashed up to me, I threw him, the fish fell on top of me right when I threw, and it hit the fish, and it didn't do any damage. My throw did no damage to Dizzy.
Weird.
Because the fish takes all hits. The fish takes
you have to, like, they
everything
change
grabs,
it per
huh?
game, so it's like,
they changed it,
yeah.
But the interesting thing is, like, did you see the video that just came out? So she has one of the fastest instant kills in this game.
Yeah.
So they were, like, pulling out the fish mouth, and then, like, Johnny would wake up with super, and she would just be like, instant kill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because Johnny would hit the fish mouth instead, and then that's
And
it.
that's what I mean. It's like it's a bait now. Like, and the thing is,
That's cool.
there's not characters. There's no character in the lineup right now that does that.
Right.
And that's why it's so, like, it's crazy that it was a vote that brought Dizzy back, considering that whatever character, that's what's so good about Guilty Gear. Whatever character they put in, it has a mechanic, or you have to play that character away to take advantage. And there is something that you have to wrap your head around. And like I said, for a newer Guilty Gear person looking at that character, you're like, how do I deal with this? I've not seen a character that has like this many things on the screen and she's here. You never see it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. She's not exactly a zoning character. She's knocked down and makes you up.
Yeah.
But for someone who's never played against Dizzy before, you will probably be able to zone the hell out of them. Like, they're going to be like, what's going on? Laser up. Oh, laser down.
It's like,
oh, here's
boom,
an icicle.
I walk forward.
Here's this thing that comes up
thing,
here.
you know?
Oh, I'm going to charge these fire icicles, which I've never had before. And, like, they're going to...
I see.
Yeah, she's...
But she's really good. Like I said, she was free. I think today was the last day.
Yeah,
and now you have to pay for it. So if you didn't get her while she was free, joke's on you, because now you got to pay.
Yeah,
like
look, you don't even need a PlayStation 4. Like, if you have a Sony account
You can go and
online,
download.
you could just download them on the webpage, and it's in your account forever.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I mean, did we talk about the patch at all?
I don't think we did, in all
We did
honesty.
last week, yeah.
Okay.
It's the patch itself. Like, I was talking to a few other people about this, and I feel like this patch is a test. They've done this a while. The only difference is now that it's on console. And I think it's really weird that they actually found like such a balance to say, hey, we're going to keep people playing in the arcades, but you still want to play at home. Or not, because if you mostly play in arcades, then playing at your house is going to throw you off because there are changes to the system. So for instance, like the Sin matchup now, for me playing with Leo, it's a smidget easier because I can actually punish something with the use of meter that I couldn't punish before. That changes the matchup a little bit because now you have to pay attention to my meter if you're playing Sin. You know what I mean? So there's a bunch of things like that, as well as like they fixed the Johnny glitch, of course. You can't do that anymore.
But dude, I love the Johnny change. I love the Johnny change.
Dude, I like, me personally, like, I'm in the same boat. As much as that Sin matchup was really bad as Johnny was, like, the thing about it is like, when they make these characters more fair or they even them out, it makes the game so much more robust. Like, to me...
So, I mean, if you guys are unaware, so basically when Johnny hit you with the mist and you blocked it before, you would just get hit. You couldn't block the mist.
Yeah, right.
Now they just made it so that regardless of level, you stagger.
Yeah.
Stagger animation, right? So it really lessens what you can get off of it in the corner. But the crazy thing is people are coming up with all these crazy things, like they get you in the mist and then they do instant air dash, air mist finder, which staggers you, but they're air dashing.
Yeah.
So they keep going forward and they get the jump dust. But now it's not as broken.
Yeah, I saw
as
some new unblockables.
Yeah, but
it's
not as ridiculous as it was.
It's
before.
not, and that's what I like. So
I
the
mean,
changes aren't in the arcade yet. They're only in the home patch.
Right.
The thing is about it, what they're doing is they're gonna say, hey, play with Dizzy at your house, get everything out that you can. They look at it, they see it, and then they bring the patch to the arcade with a different patch, and then it's even more
They've
stuff.
already announced that another patch is coming out, right?
Yeah,
they already said
announced it at
1.04 is already coming out in like in September or something like that.
Yeah, because
September, October,
and it's only 4 arcades, and it's not. That doesn't mean it's gonna be in home.
Interesting.
But there still might be a new character. You think? Do you think?
people are saying that they think there are more characters, and I don't even see how that's possible unless they like do some crazy stuff with the character select screen where this was the random and they turn this into the random and then they move the new character down here, and that's very possible. And people are saying, smelling wise, that it's Bridget.
Oh, what?
They
That
think-
would have not been who I would have thought. Because Biken and Zappa are in story mode.
I think
already.
that's the curveball. Me personally, I think that's the curveball.
okay.
There's like, yo, we got these characters completely modeled, and they could be in the game, and then they're gonna be like, new character, Bridget. They're like, they haven't said anything about Bridget in the game whatsoever, you know?
Okay, all right.
But the thing is, Bridget is one of, if not the most popular character, like in Japan. So
that character's so interesting.
dude, that character's crazy.
But because I mean, even in one of the screens where you can unlock things, one of them is still locked. Like every other one is like a brand new character. Like before, 2 of them were unlocked. Now Dizzy came in and took one of them, and the last one is still locked.
They're very. I love the way that they're giving us bits and pieces. It's always interesting. It's like. It's like dating a new girl. It's crazy. You get all these new experiences. Take it to the bank. I think it's sick. Anyways.
Speaking of dating a new girl, let's talk about Juri here. Let's talk about Juri.
Yeah. I haven't played her yet. Have you guys tried Juri?
By the way, apologies to everyone at home. I can't do this anymore. The air conditioner's coming on. Because, like, it is...
Hey, man, you know what? I actually found a way in Premiere to make the hum of that a little bit less annoying.
Are you serious?
So on the YouTube, it's less annoying than in the Twitch. So, sorry everybody who's watching live.
That's awesome. Well, good job on that, though.
I guess.
Okay. Well, Juri.
She came out. I got to play her a bunch. I did my breakdown video, which is rendering right now.
Oh, nice. Dang, already, huh? Cool.
Instantly.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/Superman Say Jam.
It'll
Check
be
that
there.
out.
I think to me she reminds me a lot of Ibuki, like design wise, because she has like this resource management thing that she has to play from full screen. Yeah, so she's got to play resource management, but then also you have to play footsies at the same time, and she's got kind of like stubby normals like Ibuki.
Wait, does she charge up fireballs like the last game still? Is it?
No, so the way it works,
it's different. It's cool.
She has quarter circle forward kick, light kick. All 3 versions store something, and you don't have to hold the button. You just input it, and then in the bottom left you can see now that it's there.
She has a custom meter.
Yeah, there's an indicator. So light kick is the fireball. It's just a low fireball on the ground. It doesn't dissipate other fireballs like Ree's fireball.
Is it a low, literally?
It's not a low, it just travels.
It's just a low fireball on the ground, yeah. Medium kick is a little overhead thing she does. That's not an overhead, but she jumps in the air and comes down.
Okay.
It's a combo move. So you can do like heavy button into it and then combo out of it. So you can do like stand fierce into quarter circle forward medium kick, into like low medium punch, into like something else, you know, and then a combo. The heavy version is like a generic, like, it looks like Karen's heavy kick Mujin kicks where she kicks you 3 times. Same kind of thing. You do like button and into that move and it ends the combo.
But you have to have already like installed that.
Yeah, you'd have to have stored it in your thing, and you can see it in the bottom left.
Do you start out with them?
No. It's like Ibuki to me, where you have to like manage these resources while playing neutral with a character who has kind of stumpy normals. So it's like kind of similar.
She's stumpy in this game?
I think she's pretty.
Really?
I don't
it's
think
like
she's
her
super
normals.
range.
Her normals don't. She doesn't have a lot of range on her.
The range seems like it comes from the moves where she leaps forward and does.
Yeah, that move's like Hazanshu basically, but and it goes over fireballs and stuff. Shit, it's like core circle back kick and has different ranges.
Okay.
But like as far as like the gameplay goes, the cool thing is when you're in V trigger, when you're in Feng Shui, which is the V trigger, you don't have to store any of those moves to do them. You just input the move and they come out.
I see.
Feng Shui. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
And her V skill.
So yeah, you just input it, and she cannot cancel any of her stuff when she's in V trigger into any other move besides the quarter circle forward kick. So when you chain stuff together, you can't like chain stuff together and then do like overhead kick move that she has, which is quarter circle back kick.
I see.
You have to stick to the quarter circle
So if
forward
you have
kick.
nothing stored, do you still have to store her in V trigger? Did you say that already?
I said that. Yeah, you don't have to store anything.
have to
In
store
V trigger, it's
anything.
automatically there.
Okay.
And when you're in V trigger stuff, like the fireball is now 2 hits instead of 1, and it knocks down. It's a hard knockdown.
Okay.
So
Hard
you do,
knockdown.
yeah, so you do fireball, and then like if they get hit by it, it knocks down, and then you can set up a new fireball and dash up and get pressure, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Character in general, I think is pretty interesting, but I thought the store mechanic on fireballs is really cool.
Yeah.
So to me now, she's a more straightforward character than the Street Fighter 4 version. More like you do buttons and combo, and like she's a very Street Fighter 5 character. She plays ground game and she does moves and they combo into stuff, and
What's
that's like
her V skill?
her V skill is you charge, It's like Cammy's where it goes behind you.
Yeah, it always is like you can. And what's crazy was like I was messing with her today. One, you can cancel it, so you can. It looks like focus, like like that.
You can dash cancel the
So
whole
while you charge it, a little thing will appear like a dust circle, and then it's fully charged. Is the way it goes. And when it's fully charged, it hits you on the way there and behind.
And behind you.
Oh.
So what you can do is you can hold down the buttons to store it, and
Yeah.
then dash cancel it.
Yeah.
And then let's say like I land a hit and I jump in on you, I can combo into my V skill, which now hits on the way there, so it'll combo.
Do you have to? You don't have to keep holding the mediums. Do you?
No. You can just hold it and then get your store and then backdash, forward dash, and then next time you land a hit, if you want to cancel in V skill, build V gauge.
So how many? Can you cancel a lot of normal moves into V skill?
Yeah, any move that's cancelable. So like
basically
short jab, strong,
so she
medium
can
kick,
kind of
fair,
do
stuff.
FADC-ish kind
Yeah,
of
that's
stuff.
what that's what it
she
looks
can
like.
do stuff like roundhouse and then focus dash cancel and then do before, but you're not advantaged.
Right.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be like Ken run cancel, right?
Yeah, but you could also just let go of it and then it'll hit them.
Right.
And
So-
it's really scary how the way the characters and like when I was messing with her and I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. It's legit like boop boop boop, I'm out, or boop boop boop, I'm in. I feel like you have to be on her a little harder.
If you can do cool stuff like that.
If she doesn't charge it, she only hits on the way back. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, she has invincible.
It's a cross up.
Yeah, it's a cross up, like
Yeah.
Cammy's.
It's legit almost the same animation, but she goes behind you. And
But she also goes a lot further.
Yo, no, she can go full
yeah,
screen.
Yeah, she can go.
Really?
Yeah.
But not even just that. It's like
Huh.
it's dangerous when she's in Feng Shui because you can never know when she's gonna like cancel into that. So she could like chain moves, dash cancel with that.
Interesting.
So she could do chain moves, fireball, and then you just like don't know what's gonna happen. So she's like a combo character, a pressure character. She lost the zoning,
I mean,
but it's a little bit different. Also, the stores still break fire. They dissipate projectiles,
okay.
but they're so slow. You can get rid of fireballs, but you can't like dissipate projectile, fire projectile, and get rid of reuse or something because it's on the floor.
Right. And plus, you have to do the code 2 times. It's not like you're canceling it into the fireball.
Yeah,
like
you can't because before as a Juri player, you would like store like medium kick fireball, store medium kick fireball, shoot medium kick fireball, and you'd beat 2 projectiles. Because like you break the first one, they throw another one, you let go, and then boom.
Right.
But yeah, it's just not like that anymore. It's not as fast.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's an interesting character. I think they took some cool stuff from her and gave her some other cool stuff. So it's like a trade, but she's very Street Fighter 5. Very
I was about
grounded,
to say,
very grounded character. I hit buttons into combos and like straightforward.
And
Much
she
more
feels
simple.
really unique. Like she feels really unique.
Cool.
I saw
Kind of.
like some videos of her and everything, and just from what I see, I'm really scared of infiltration.
Yeah.
I feel like this is an infiltration character.
That is definitely an
Maybe
infiltration.
And
any
I
character
feel
is an
like-
infiltration character.
Because I just saw like but she was like way more movement and being able to dash cancel. You know how infiltration takes advantage of movement. better
Somebody
than anyone else.
mentioned actually the V skill, it takes a while before you can dash cancel it. But
Oh,
I could see
okay,
that.
okay,
But
okay.
what's it called? Somebody mentioned that I said that earlier. The quarter circle back kick is like Hazanshu. It goes over fireballs.
Right.
So you have that to go over fireballs. In the EX version, you can juggle off of.
Mm.
So there's a little bit of damage in corner carry there, but
And she also has like she can do like air combos too.
yeah. So when
Man.
she's in V trigger, she has target combo, medium punch into forward or backward spheres. It's the same thing. When she's in,
Right.
so normally you just do that and then you can follow up with stuff. But in V trigger, it's jump cancelable, only on hit, and then you can jump up and do like another. You could do her air target combo.
Dude, like
She's
you know how
cool.
Kyosuke was in CVS.
Yeah, yeah, I was about to say.
That's kind of what it feels like.
I
I feel like
was
this.
gonna say,
I
yeah.
feel like Juri's gonna
but
be
it's
like.
cool. It's so cool.
You just want to store fireball, and then you're gonna like do stuff, and then you're gonna knock them down, and then release fireball, and dash up and do pressure. And
Or
that's gonna
V
be like,
skill behind them.
yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
gonna be
Yeah.
stuff like she's very much gonna be like you want to store the fireball and you hold on to it until you can get a situation. You can't like easily combo out of the fireball like you could in the last game. You know where you do like medium punch or something, you let go of fireball, you can do low medium kick
Yeah,
to
yeah,
oil.
yeah.
Now it's like if you hit the combo or the fireball point blank, you're like +1 or 2 or something.
Okay.
You're not plus enough to combo any button. She doesn't have any 3 frames. She has an invincible reversal with meter. But yeah, that's about it. She's pretty interesting. I think she'll take some time to figure out.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Funky character.
Alrighty.
You want to take a quick break?
Sure. When we come back, looks like
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
we're gonna talk about.
King of Fighters 14.
Yeah.
You did it. Hey, we're out of
Okay,
here.
Cool. Be right back, guys.